Hello and welcome to the Beyond 6 Seconds podcast. I'm your host, Carolyn Keel, and on today's episode, I'm speaking with Monica Nguyen, a 20-year-old disability advocate who lives in Sydney, Australia. Monica began sharing her experiences online after facing a lot of discrimination from people who don't understand her Tourette syndrome. Her goal is to inspire, educate, and empower. Monica, welcome to the podcast.
Hi, thank you for having me.
Yeah, thanks so much for joining me today. When did you get diagnosed with Tourette's?
So I was 7 when I got diagnosed, and the actual diagnosis was a bit of an effort due to people not knowing what it was back then. So currently there's a lot more awareness, but back then it took me like 2 years to
Wow.
get diagnosed. So originally when I got diagnosed, well, when I tried to get diagnosed, my GP actually diagnosed me with a cough
Oh,
because my tics sounded like a cough. So he's like, "Oh yeah, I'll give a cough diagnosis."
oh, interesting. Yeah, I've heard that a lot of tics do start off as like a cough or
Okay.
like a throat clearing or stuff like that.
Yeah,
So yeah, I could see. Wow. Yeah.
yeah, or a blink or something. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, exactly, exactly. So what was it like growing up with Tourette's? Like what was it like in school, like with family?
Um. Yeah. So with school, I kind of had to navigate, the kids and stuff. A lot of kids like kind of got it and kind of stood up for me, but there were some who didn't get it. Another thing was a teacher in my school. She was really discriminatory, but I was so new to it that I didn't know it was discrimination looking back. So she would be like, "You're distracting me. Can you sit outside?"
Mm,
Or she'd like bring chewing gum for me
mm,
to like limit my tics,
uh,
which we all know doesn't work.
mm,
But yeah, with family was kind of hard because like cultural differences, there's
mm.
not much talk about Tourette's in the Vietnamese community. So having to navigate that was super hard, and like second language kind of family, super hard. Like they didn't know what was up. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, I should mention that you live in Australia, you've grown up in Australia, but you're from a
Yeah.
Vietnamese family and that's your culture. How is Tourette syndrome or I guess any type of disability like that viewed in like a Vietnamese culture or community in your
Um,
experience?
Honestly, it's like very taboo. There's no talk about it. When you say like when my mum says it to my family friends, people are still like, "What's that?" Like they haven't heard of it. But noticed in more like Western cultures, not to say they're better, but like they just know straight away. Like in public, you'll be like Tourette's, and they're like, "Oh, got it." But like a Vietnamese person, like a lot of people I know tend to be, like, "Oh, what's that?" Like I've never heard of it. But traveling back to Vietnam has been kind of like damaging for me because I'll have tics fuck, and then they'll say stuff like people say stuff like they think they mean well, but it's offensive. So they'll say stuff like, "She's possessed. Like, can we take her to the temple?"
Mhm.
So it's like that's where like superstitious kind of values tie in, like that sort of thing. Yeah.
Mhm. Yeah,
And
yeah.
I think, yeah, there's, like, not much understanding at all, so I have had a lot of bad experiences
Mhm.
traveling back, not to, like, mind my language, but shit on my country. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, so it doesn't sound like there's really a lot of, well, representation of Tourette's or other neurodiversity in that culture so much.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mm. So what was it like with your immediate family growing up in Australia? How did they react or manage when they found out the diagnosis?
They well, my mum didn't know, of course, and she's still learning, like, it counts. She learns, tries to learn, but it's still, like, pretty hard, in
Mhm.
my opinion. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a lot. But yeah, I mean, I guess it's good that she's trying to learn and, I guess there are more resources now about it in, at least in some countries. I'm hoping that,
Yeah.
well, I mean, what is your print on that? Like in, living in Australia, what's been your experience with people and their, understanding or lack of understanding of Tourette's and what it really looks like?
It's been here and there, like, some people are amazing, they're great, they get it off the bat, but some people, discrimination still exists, and I
Mhm.
think we, deny that it, like, happens. People are like, "Oh, that doesn't happen," or like, "Really?" but it happens every day, like on the bus, on the train. That's where I get most of my like PTSD from, like anxiety, because I've had to cop the most on public transport. But I feel when I arrive at a place, for example, a venue or a dance class, like that's where it's like normal. Does that make sense? Like people get it.
Wow.
But it's like the fear of the general public kind of. But I think like Australians pretty like chill with it. Like a lot of people pretty chill. But I
Okay.
think humor also ties in. So they'll make like humorous comments that are offensive.
Mm,
You know, the Aussie culture and like the whole joke thing, like, oh, I wish I had it, like, could swear all the time, like that sort of thing. So it's
yeah.
you know, the Aussie humor kind of ties in, but it's like offensive and people don't know that.
Yeah. And that's rough
Yeah,
because, yeah, as you said, it's probably people trying to be funny or trying to be somehow, I don't know,
yeah,
relating to you. But yeah, otherwise it's like
like,
really
yeah,
offensive. Like, why would you say that to
yeah.
somebody?
It's like not working. Like, don't.
Like in a situation like that, if someone, should they even remark on your Tourette's if they're in a public place, or like, what would you rather hear instead of those types of comments, even if it's like nothing at all from people?
Literally nothing. Or yeah, or if someone's curious, like I love when people ask questions. When
Mhm.
they're like, "Hey, if you don't mind me asking, what's it like?" or whatever. Like I don't care.
Yeah.
People are shy like to do that, but it's like I love it. Like ask me. Like I love answering questions, but some people are not so open, and that's alright. It's just like don't ask rude questions. Like people will straight off be like, "Oh, like I bet you can't kiss someone," or like, "What's having sex like?" Like straight off the bat. And it's just like you wouldn't ask someone that without Tourette's. So why are you asking me?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow. That's something.
Yeah.
Yeah. You've probably heard almost everything at this
Yeah.
point.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mhm.
But it's also a fine line between not treating it as taboo too. So it's like ignore it, but don't stigmatize it.
Yeah.
Like there's a fine line, but I think people are yet to learn that.
Mhm.
Mm,
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. Wow.
mm.
So you've been, and I don't know if this is a more recent thing, but as we said in your
Yeah.
bio, you've been sharing your experience more on social media, like
Yeah.
particularly TikTok and things like that, about having Tourette's and what it's like and what kind of experiences you have out, out and about in the world and how people react. So what inspired you to really start sharing those experiences on social media?
So honestly, when I okay, so a few years back when I like before I really opened up about my dreads, I would always watch YouTubers or just YouTube back then because TikTok wasn't popular. But I
Mhm.
would watch like Jack Francis, like just stuff like that, or like Tourette's videos. Um, that or later on when TikTok like kind of exploded, I watched a girl named Evie, and yeah, like they just really inspired me. Like having being able to see them and just watch them, like I just felt like I could relate so much. So I was like, oh my god, I want to do the same thing. So I was talking to my therapist about it. I was like, I really want to start documenting my experiences, but I'm shy. And she's like, just do it, blah blah. I was like, I'm scared of people being hateful because
Mhm.
that's the thing with content creation. And yeah, like it took me a few years, but what happened was I was discriminated against. It's one of the top videos on my TikTok, like pinned,
Mhm.
and I was just passionate to share it on TikTok to get it out there, the discrimination I had experienced. And that's actually how my account started kind of blowing up. And then I'm like, hey, people are following me, they're interested. Why not just start posting more content and make the most of it?
Mhm.
So something terrible happened, but I was able to channel it into something better. It sounds bad. Like I don't wish discrimination on anyone, but it was like a blessing in disguise.
Yeah, I'd love to learn more about that because I've seen those videos because they are the top viewed on your TikTok. I feel like they take place either at the train station or on a bus
Yeah,
or possibly
yeah,
both situations.
yeah,
So yeah, tell me about that and how did you, even come to document that while
yeah.
it was happening?
So what happened was I was like swearing out loud with my friend in a train station, and the woman turned around and she's like, "Stop swearing." And then I was like kind of smart about it, and I turned and I said, "Stop swearing," like in her voice.
Oh,
And then the guy was like, "What's the issue here?" And then I said, "The issue is you just told me to stop swearing. I have Tourette's." And then they're like, "If you had Tourette's, you wouldn't be able to talk back or something."
Mm.
like something just very ableist. And then I went down to the station where they were again, and I just approached them and I like said, "Hey, can I talk to you guys calmly?" I said, "I'm sorry for like mocking you, but like what you said just then wasn't okay. Just because someone has a disability doesn't mean they can't talk back." And she replied saying, "So like, why aren't you swearing now?" And started to like question my disability. She's like, "You're being able to say this without swearing."
Mm.
And then that's like how it all started. And yeah, I just started to document it because it was just terrible. And yeah, my friend was there and she was also documenting it because it's discrimination.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think that's one of the things that people, for whatever reason, think of first when they think of Tourette's is coprolalia, which is the
Yeah.
swearing, which I know only a certain percentage of people with Tourette's have that. And I guess people have this sort of weird misconception that, like, if you have a tic or really any kind of tic, that you
Fuck
tick all the
you.
time. So it is odd to hear those comments from people. It always stuns me when I hear people say stuff like that.
Yeah. Like only 10% of people actually swear, but people think Tourette's is just that swearing thing
Yeah.
because the media profits off that. Like the only time they show it, like South Park, for example, is a kid like swearing his head off. And that's the only thing people will know about Tourette's,
Yeah.
which is super damaging because like it hurts, like it creates injuries, people struggle. It's not just funny swearing, you know? It's
Hmm.
like sensationalized.
Yeah. And going back to one of the comments you mentioned about someone saying, like jokingly saying to you, like, "Oh,
Yeah,
I wish I could talk like that all the time." It's just a very strange reaction, and just
yeah.
based on so much misconception about Tourette's.
Yeah, and it's like you would never come up to someone in a wheelchair or a deaf person and say, like, "I wish I had a wheelchair," or like, "I wish I was deaf," you know? It's like, why what makes it okay for you to say it to someone with Tourette's? I personally think it's one of the most misunderstood disabilities.
Hmm. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. No, absolutely. So that video that wound up
yeah.
getting a lot of views and sort of went viral, was that one of your earlier videos, or had you been creating videos before that?
So that was the first ever video. I just had a random TikTok where I like had fun with it and just was watching videos, but that was the first ever video. And then that kind of got traction. And then it drove me to spread my story and share like my everyday life because I was like, I can't miss this opportunity.
Yeah.
And like, it's been such a great thing because before starting, I thought I would get a lot of hate for it. But
Yeah.
it's like my safe space. It sounds so weird, like when you say TikTok's your safe space, but like
Mhm.
there's a community on there and they're like so lovely. And I've had little kids email me and ask for advice
Oh.
and want to talk to me for their like high school project. And it like warms my heart. Like it's so rewarding.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
awesome. Yeah, because TikTok can be a difficult place, especially with some Tourette's advocates getting sometimes unfortunately get a lot of hate. So that's awesome that you've been getting so much of a great reaction from people there.
Yeah. There is definitely hate though. Last week I was really impacted kind of because a subreddit was posted about me.
Oh.
There's a subreddit called Fake Disorder Cringe,
Mm.
and someone posted me getting my hair cut, like a video of me getting my hair cut, and
Mhm.
then people were analyzing how it was like fake. So
Oh.
that was kind of cut.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. And that's
Yeah.
what a lot of the trolling is there's a lot of from discussions I've had with other content creators who have Tourette's, there's a lot of
Very
accusations of
fun.
faking
Yeah.
and stuff like that. So, which is just
Yeah.
so damaging, and I don't quite understand that. How do you deal with trolls if they come into your comments or things like that?
I had to like kind of navigate that personally. I see it all. Like creators see it all. People think we don't, but we see it all. I had to reach out to a few creators, and the best advice they gave was just block, get them out, and like it has helped because you kind of like fixate on the comments sometimes. Like personally for me, so just blocking and getting them out of the way is really good.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, it's a satisfying feeling to block people who are strangers and just there
Yeah,
to make trouble and say nasty things. So yeah,
yeah, and also you like not taking it like kind of coming from a place of love
yeah,
because like I've kind of developed the mindset where it's like this person is probably really sad or insecure because you have to be pretty hateful inside to send that to someone. It's like
yeah,
I could never do that. Like so I send them love if anything. It's like
mhm,
I send you healing.
yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah, it's like why are you taking the time out of your day to find
Yeah.
this and then craft this nasty comment and post
Yeah.
it? Yeah, you're right. So what other types of videos do you post on TikTok about your life?
So I do everyday life or like just little mukbangs. So mukbang is an eating show.
Oh.
So I love watching like Korean eating videos,
Mhm.
like where they just eat yummy foods because you get hungry and it's just so entertaining to watch. And yeah, I just videos of me like eating or roller skating or like everyday life. I've started to like more vlogs. So I don't want to just be like Tourette's content
Yeah.
because I saw a Tourette's creator say like, I wish more Tourette's creators just did other content like everyday life
Mhm.
because it's not all about Tourette's, like that's only one tiny bit of me and
Mhm.
I want to like show the whole multitude, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like your life experiences so that people can see what it's like there. Yeah.
Yeah. And I've also posted one recently of me speaking Vietnamese and explaining my Tourette's just
Wow.
to create conversation because there's like no talk.
Yeah. That's really awesome. Yeah, because
Thank
that
you.
just will expand, it expands your message to
Yeah.
potentially a lot of other people who don't really have another source of good information about
Huh.
what Tourette's is
Yeah.
really like.
Yeah. 100%.
Awesome, awesome. What are your goals for your Tourette's advocacy through social media? Like what other things do you want to achieve by sharing your experiences?
Honestly, just to help educate, empower, as you stated, just having someone watch a video and learn something means so much to me. I don't know how to word it, but helping those with Tourette's in the future. So if someone's watched my video on bus discrimination and seen me say like step in and talk, ask the person if they're okay, I hope that they can incorporate that if they come across another situation like that.
Yeah.
So kind of like channeling my experiences to make a difference. I can't ensure it doesn't happen again, but having some impact that it doesn't happen again to the next person with Tourette's right now.
That's really great. I know you share like a lot of your experiences and building your community online, but in Australia or in Sydney, like your local
Yeah.
area, is there like a local community of Tourette's advocates that you connect
Yeah.
with?
Yeah. So there's a Tourette's Association of Australia. They
Mhm,
run like fun camps and stuff, but I've never personally been.
mhm.
But there's like a Facebook group that's super, super helpful. People post things and we like give advice and share our lived experiences, which is lovely and great to have.
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, it's good to have that blend of sort of online community and then offline, like real life community as well. So that's really
Mm.
cool. Well, Monica, how can people find your online content so they can learn more about, what you share and your Tourette's advocacy?
Yeah. My TikTok is at Meowmons, Meowmons, and my Instagram is at tics with Mons. So TicsWithMon. So I post other stuff there where I kind of write more than do video content.
Okay, very cool. Yeah, I'll put links to those in the show notes so people can click on them and get there from there. Very
Nice.
cool.
Thank you for chatting.
Yeah, Monica, as we close out, is there anything else that you want our listeners to know?
Honestly, just have a openness to learn and understand people and be aware of people's differences. That's the best thing you can do. And like honestly, basic human kindness, just always be kind and loving, put yourself in people's shoes.
Great words of wisdom to remember for all situations. Awesome. Yeah, well, thanks so much, Monica, for being on the podcast. It was great talking with you.
Thank you for having me. Have a great day.